All right,
Hola.
Sean, we are live, I believe, on all of them here. All right, we're live on TikTok. I got the TikTok screen up. I can see that. As far as I can tell, we are live as well on all the other ones. Yep, everybody's screen checks. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. We're live on TikTok. Awesome. We're live on Wisdom. We are good, man. What's going on, everybody on TikTok, everybody on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch? Please know that this is a live recording of tonight's podcast. The number that you see below, when I say so, you will be able to call into the show. And we want to talk to people about their biggest fears. Tonight is a subject called What is Your Biggest Fear? We're so close to Halloween that everybody has a fear. I don't care who you are, you have one certain type of fear. And in tonight's podcast, we want to talk to people about their fears, and you can remain anonymous 100%. So when you call into the number that is stated down here on the screen, feel free to remain anonymous. You can tell us who you are if you'd like to, or what your username is on any of the
Please
social
do,
media
in fact.
platforms.
Yeah. Tell us where we can find you and follow you on social media and poke fun at your embarrassing stories. This will be fun.
What I did earlier today was fun. We were talking about embarrassing moments, and that was a great show. We did that on TikTok to try out the phone system, everything else before we did the podcast tonight, and it was great. So I got some great stories out of the embarrassing moments. But before I hit the record button here to actually roll out the podcast, to everybody out there, number one, please note that if you do send any gifts or anything like that from Facebook gifts or to TikTok gifts, please know I won't thank you until the end of the show when we're done recording. And then I will thank everybody individually as far as that goes. There is no sounds animations that you would normally get in my typical broadcast over on TikTok because we are doing a live recording on multiple platforms right now. We're live on the Wisdom app, which you can download on your Apple, iPad, Google phone, and so forth. It's a great little app if you want to listen to other various podcasts, as well as certain people do go live on there just to talk about subjects that matter to them the most. I love the app. We're also live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. I don't like Facebook, YouTube, Twitch as much, or Twitter, but we're on those apps because we want to reach out to as many people. Hoping we have a great show. We're going to try a little funky intro this time when I record it because my political intro is not really relating to what we're doing tonight. This is more of a fun podcast tonight. And I hope everybody does chime in. Wisdom, I hope you guys chime in with your fears as well as we're talking about it. And let's rock it out and see how the show goes tonight. Let me just open up I'm going to open up TikTok on my phone so I can get a legit viewer account from TikTok. Let me turn down my phone. Okay, so we got that all turned down there. Let me open up over here. So we got Wisdom. We got 4 people over on Wisdom. Wow, 4 people over on TikTok right now. And it looks like we've got a few viewers already over on Facebook. Kenny Bloom, I see you as well. All right, brother. We're going to try this. It's going to be random type of an intro, man. Let me, I'm going to hit my record button this time. I got a record
make sure
button.
you do that. Yeah, get that. Get that out of the way.
I'm going to hit that button. You ready? Let's try it. Here we go. All right, everybody. Welcome to the Mark G Show, baby. We got a hell of a show for you guys today, guys and gals. It's close to Halloween, so we want to talk about your biggest fears. I know some people are scared of clowns. I know some people are scared of short people. What? I'm going to be nice. I'm going to kill that intro music. It's just horrible. I know people have fears, and I want to talk about those fears and just know that not everybody is alone with their certain fears. I'm hoping I'm not alone with mine, but I'm sure some people are going to comment on my type of fear because my fear, well, I know a lot of people have it, but they don't like to speak out on it. So it's going to be a good time. My brother tried squeezing my fear out of me earlier prior to the podcast, and I told him, no, man, you're going to wait until the podcast.
You want to know a quick fear is when the audio doesn't play when we go live.
Yeah, that's always a horrible. Or when the podcast is gonna go.
Did you have audio? Were you playing an intro song there? Because I didn't hear it.
Hold on 1 second. So you don't hear that music?
Negative, sir.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Interesting. Okay. Well, it's a good thing is, and I don't have to worry about that when we actually go live. I'll be cutting a lot of this stuff out before we go live on the podcast. Interesting. Okay, good. So we know that the audio is not working. Oh, you know why? Because we're through the voice mod, which is fine with me. Okay. All right, so let me kill that then.
All right.
All right, let's try this again, you guys. One more time from the bottom. You guys, this is everybody's like, what music? I didn't hear it neither. All right, screw the music. We're not doing the music tonight. Let me, this is a live recording. You guys, we are recording for Apple, Spotify, as well as other podcast platforms. You guys are kind of just in the beginning of it, and we're still trying to treat this. I'm trying to do my own production with all this using a Rodecaster Pro, a Stream Deck, using StreamYard, as well as my iPad to go live on to the Wisdom app. So there's a lot of stuff in the making of this podcast. So let me try to restart, and I'll just do a little talking intro, and I'll just add an intro at the beginning when I do all my audio editing crap that I have to do at the end of the show to get everything on Apple and Spotify. All right, let's try this again. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? It's Mark G over here in the Mark G Show. We are so close to Halloween right now, and I am looking forward to it because it is my favorite time of the year. I love scaring the hell out of little kids and adults in that matter. With that being said, one of the biggest things that people have is fear. And you know, it's more of a mental thing for fear, but it's fun. And I love fear because it just, I don't know, I think fear makes us stronger. And everybody has a fear, from clowns to short people to airplanes. It doesn't matter. I know everybody has a fear, and we're here for that. We're going to talk about fears. I'm going to let you know what my personal fear is, my biggest fear. Hopefully my brother will get to share one of his fears or phobias with you as well. We're also going to have a phone line open up for our viewers where you guys can call into the show tonight and talk about your fear as well. We want to hear what your fear is. As well as we got a Wisdom app opened up. I'm hoping people on Wisdom will chime in on their fears. And if you're tuning in from Apple and Spotify, please comment below in the comment section on the podcast and let us know what your fear is, or shoot me an email. We'll make sure I read them out to you on air in the next recording, which is next week. We're trying to make this a weekly thing now. With that being said, I am your host, Mark G, and my brother is Gary G over here. So Gary, what is going on, my brother? How's your week been?
Oh, it's been good. It's been good. It's Monday. We're just kicking it off. So looking forward to seeing what the rest of it brings. But yeah, I'm stoked to get back to doing these on a weekly basis.
Right. I mean, it was great when we did them on a weekly basis. I mean, I loved it, enjoyed it. And now that I've actually got time off from work, it feels great to be able to record weekly again. It's just going to be fun trying to scramble around to find topics. I mean, granted, there's a lot of stuff coming out in the news, but we're not here for the news today. We're here to talk about fear, and just to kind of shoot the shit. It's been a while since we've done that. So hopefully a lot more people will chime in and shoot the shit with us. With that being said, folks, there is a phone number that you can call in today. That is area code 207-209-1888. That's 207-209-1888. Feel free to call in. You will hear the phone ringing for everybody on the end. I do not, unfortunately, have a way to mute the phone call when it chimes in. So we will hear that ringing when somebody calls into the show. Let's get it out of the way. The cat out of the bags. I've got people already over here on the TikTok app going, what's your fear? What is it? What is it? They all want to know.
So hold on, before we jump in, you know what I mean? You don't want to jump in too quickly, right? You got to kind of string them on a little bit. So there's different types of fear, right?
There is.
Like there's very reasonable fear, getting hit by a bus, getting attacked by a bear, right? Like that's a pretty reasonable fear if you're hiking in the middle of the woods, right? Like are you in downtown, like if you go to say if you go to like Boston, right? If you're in Massachusetts, downtown Mass, are you afraid of getting attacked by a bear? No, right? That's not a very reasonable fear, right?
Right.
So, and then there's phobias, different types of phobias, spiders.
Oh, my wife's horrible with spiders. Oh,
right.
My God.
That's a type of phobia or a fear. Right. So like what kind of fear, like what level of fear are we trying to jump into here? Are we trying to scratch the surface with some like superficial fun, lighthearted fear, or you want to just dump?
I want to dump right into whatever is that worries the people the most.
Really? You don't want a fun one or anything?
Well, if they got fun ones, great. I want to know what the fun ones are. I mean, mine personally is not really a fun one because I'm a daredevil, right? I want to go skydiving still. I want to bungee jump. I want to get on a race car track and do demolition derby. My wife won't let me do none of these things. I want a damn motorcycle. My wife won't let me buy one of those yet. So, you know, I want all these things, but my biggest fear, to be honest with you, at least until all my kids are old enough to move out of the house, my fear is dying, man.
Is
I have
dying?
dying. My biggest fear is dying. Like, I wake up every day hoping to God that I do not die. And that's my biggest fear. I don't know why it's so bad, but that's why, like, when I'm always talking to you, like, dude, I don't feel well. Fuck, I get high anxiety when my body don't feel right to me.
Oh, I
Like,
mean,
if
I'm the
I
same
experience
way.
like chest pain, or if I have something that's weird to me, it just causes anxiety so bad to me. It's like, fuck, am I legitimately gonna die today? And then I start worrying about my kids. I'm like, shit, how are they going to live without me? Are they going to survive? Are they going to remember me? That is my biggest fear. So I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I love being a social media content creator,
Mm.
because I am making these some funny videos and stuff like that. And my kids, if I do croak and I shit the bed, my kids can at least sit there and go, "Oh my God, look at the shit my dad did." Stuff to make them chuckle and go, "Wow, okay, I left an imprint on there. I've got videos out there that my kids can go back and some of them, yeah, maybe I won't be so proud of, but my kids can sit there and be like, yeah, that was my
At
dad.
least
Holy
it was like
crap."
your authentic self, right?
Exactly.
'Cause
That's
you look at a lot
really,
of the other folks that are online, and you look at that what, like, if you were to gauge a person by what they the mark they leave online, you wouldn't really get a very authentic, uh, piece of a lot of people,
right.
right? Like, a lot of them are using all the filters and, like, they're posting only highlights or, like, only the good things, and it's like, people who, like, look at your stuff, they're gonna see a very real
Yeah.
timeline of your existence, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be pretty transparent.
Exactly. I don't hold back. I post the good, the bad, the medium, everything on my social media, from my TikTok to my Facebook. Um, I've posted a lot of stuff. I post stuff about depression.
Mhm.
'Cause depression's real. I posted that. There was a video I just did recently showing that, what it looks like on the inside, and it shows me screaming at the top of my lungs. And this is what I look like on the outside. And I'm smiling, waving at everybody,
Yep.
because everybody's like that in a way, and they can deny it, but everybody holds back a deep enough part where they're just screaming on the inside.
Hmm.
But on the outside, they're showing that smile. So no one knows that they got that deep depression in the back, or they're sad and are worried about life in itself. They hold that back. So yeah, man, but that's my fear, is dying.
Hmm.
And it's bad. It causes so much anxiety. I get so much chest pain from it. It's unreal. And I think that's my biggest problem. If I can figure out how to cope with that fear of dying better, I'd probably be just a little bit happier. But I can't.
Uh,
I haven't
well,
figured a way to not let that every day I think about dying. But yet I still want to skydive. I want to bungee jump. I want to do
okay, well, I
I'm a
mean,
daredevil, like,
hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I think,
maybe I like cheating death.
yeah, cheating death, right? That might
Right?
be a perspective. Hmm. But I don't know. I think it's different to go from wanting to skydive, right?
All right.
Wanting to jump a whatever with a dirt bike or whatever, right?
Right.
You're like you would do it if your kids if all your kids were 18 to 28 or whatever, you'd probably and you were right now, right?
Right.
Like you'd probably fuck around a little bit more, You'd be like, these guys, they know enough to get jobs and know how to pay bills and they can figure it out from here.
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, right? For the
For the
most part,
most part,
right?
for the most part.
They can lean on each
You
other.
know.
But it's different. Like right now, they can't. You're not there. They're not there, right? So,
Right.
so it's different.
Yeah, I always wonder what life would be right now if all my kids are old enough and grown. All of them were grown up and
That's
out the
what I'm
door. I'd be like,
saying. Like you might have a motorcycle, right? Like,
right?
and you don't necessarily need to get like a gnarly Harley, right? You could get
I
like
want a crotch rocket.
you want a crotch rocket. Like, what do you want?
Oh boy. I just want to, I don't know what kind of brand. I just want a
So you don't
crotch
even
rocket.
know.
No, man.
Okay,
I
so
just
you
know I
don't
want a
even
crotch
know.
rocket. No, I don't even know.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
No, I like the looks of crotch rockets. I'm like, wow, that's a badass bike. That's just my thing.
So like a Kawasaki Ninja is like a pretty classic bike,
Yeah.
right? That's a lot of people want like the Ninja 650, which is a bike that will probably kill you. But a
Gotcha.
Ninja 300 or a Ninja 250 will still let you get your rocks off. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's funny. So, you get like that's when there's a bit of a compromise, right?
Right.
Like get a bike that can kind of give you the thrills that you want, but it's a little bit more on the safe side.
Oh, trust me. I told her I wanted a motorcycle this year again. And it was funny because I probably picked the wrong year to do it when we've seen so much death here in our state from motorcycle accidents. Like
Oh,
out of
really?
all the year, oh yeah, we've had so many motorcycle deaths this year. It's insane. Like there's been, I came across one working. I'm not sure if I told you about that.
Yeah. So what's happening with that? Do we know what,
He did pass away. He passed away
no, no,
within
no,
like,
no. I understand that. But like, do we know what the cause of the accident was? Was it just an intersection?
no, he was outrunning the police.
Okay. So he was being an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay. Yeah.
basically,
Yeah. So you can't count those.
right. No, you
I
can't
don't
count those.
count that, right? Like if there's an intersection, dude's coming and some moron fucking doesn't see him and turns left like an idiot and then kills a person.
Right.
That's unfortunate. I don't like that. You know what I mean? If the guy doesn't know how to ride properly and you rear end someone or he dumps it on a turn because he doesn't know how to properly time his speed or whatever doesn't know how to read whatever it is,
Right.
those ones count. But dude outrunning the cops, come on, he's sort of asking for it.
Right. Oh yeah, we see so much weird stuff working at nights when we come home. It's like it's very at least once a month we see weird stuff. Like for instance, we came across that motorcycle accident, and we got there before any first responders, other than one officer. When we arrived there, the officer was trying to wake him up, literally doing the chest rub, where you take basically your knuckles of your hand and you rub it in the center of the chest bone to try to wake up the patient or whatever. He was in the middle of doing that, rolling him over when we arrived. I pulled off completely to the side of the road because I didn't, number one, didn't want to drive past the officer. Number two, didn't want to turn around in case my vehicle got stuck and emergency vehicles were coming in from that angle. So I just stayed still. I will admit, I was kind of standing still trying to debate if I should get out and try helping the officer. But at the same time, I saw him rolling him over. I didn't want to intervene and cause any more, mayhem or cause any more chaos with the officer at that time. So I kind of just sat there. In my brain, I was debating, should I get out? Should I get out? I don't know. I mean, he's not
So
in trouble.
can you be like certified to do stuff like
Yeah, man, you can take classes. You can get CPR. So you can get, I mean, anywhere you can get CPR certified, first aid certified. I mean, I have first aid training. I just, it was just one of those things that you don't know if you want to jump in at that time. I wanted to, but I did not know if I should.
yeah, like what
And you
value are you
question
going to
it,
bring to the situation, right?
right? I mean, at
Yeah.
this time, the guy was laying there, unfortunately, lifeless. So it's like, there's not much at that point you could do. And then later on, we heard on the news that he did pass away. But it's just one of those things. And then we came across another one where I did kind of intervene, where we were driving home and there was a vehicle in a ditch. And he was, here's the ditch, here's the car. His front end was literally down and his rear tires were up. There was nobody else around. I'm watching other cars just drive by. I'm like, all right, we got to stop. Like something's going on. I get out of the car and I walk up to the guy. I'm like, dude, are you all right? He gets out of the car. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I'm like, all right, well, just so you know, as I was turning around, I already called 911. The cops are on their way. Oh, I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like, you're in a ditch. The cops are on their way.
Yeah.
And so he looks at me and goes, all right, thanks. And like, you could tell he's fucked up. I'm like, no. Yeah, I'm like, sorry, man. When you're lying in a ditch, number one, I want to make sure you're okay. Number two, dude, if you're drunk, you shouldn't be on the road.
Drugs are pretty bad right now.
They're horrible right now.
Drug use.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like it's at an all-time high.
I do. That might be a subject for another podcast. We are.
Okay.
I love veering into our conversations because we do go off subject sometimes,
Yeah.
but I do want to bring this more to our viewers tonight.
Keep it on fear. Keep it on
Keep it on
fear.
fear. Yes.
All right.
You and I had this major ADD and ADHD, and I think that's what makes our podcast interesting because we're right in the line with a certain topic, and the next thing you know, like, hey, holy shit,
Where did we go?
how'd
Yeah.
they get from point A to point Z real quick? Like, what the
Yeah.
hell just happened?
And now they're at point 6. How
Right?
what?
Point six. That's horrible. But no, man. So let's do this. Number one, folks, if you do have a fear and you'd love to talk to us about it, love to get on the show, mind you, please be 18 or over when you call into the show. I would love to hear what your fear is. You can call us right now, 207 209 1888. The phone line is open, 207 209 1888. Feel free to call in as we're waiting for our phone call here. Brother, what is one of your fears or phobias?
So I was just like I do a follow-up to your fear. So it's like I think everybody has a fear of dying to some degree, right?
Right.
But my question is it the fear of what happens to your family after you're gone? Or is it like the fear of dying? Right? Like I don't want to drown, right?
Right.
That's a way of dying, right?
Right.
Like
He's drowned.
once I am drowned and I'm dead, I think whatever bullshit's going on in my life will be fine, right?
Right.
Like I don't have a giant family, so I'm not really worried about it. But it's like everybody has a fear of dying, like being burned alive, right? A car accident that's just hours of agonizing,
Stop right there. A fear of being burned alive.
right? That's
That
fucked
ties
up.
into fear, right? So
Fuck yeah.
I've always said
Uh,
from the point get-go that when I died, I wanted to be buried. And then I saw the cost. Obviously, we've had a few family members have passed, and
right,
I saw the cost and it's expensive in the United States to bury a loved one. It's insane amount of money to bury a loved one.
right.
You can save some of that money, obviously, by cremation. I never wanted to be cremated because do we truly know what's going on with that human mind by the time that you leave the mortician and get to the infirmary where they burn your body? Like, do we not know if pain receptors still exist at that point? Like, would you feel
I
it?
think you're pretty toast at that point.
But are your pain receptors still active?
I think you're done. I think you're toast. I think I
Do you,
think
or would you like to think that?
no, I think you're done. I think the
Do you
lights
think
are out. I think everything's gone. I
if we
guess
have any doctors in here,
it's
I'd
not
love to
like
hear.
2 hours later. They're not doing that shit within hours. That's like days and
Oh,
days
oh,
later.
stand by. We got a phone call coming in.
Oh shit.
Mark G Show, you're on the air. Hello. Hey, how are you?
Don't hear anything, by the way.
Fantastic, fantastic. 1 second, they're not able to hear you on their side. Let me just swap over to my audio settings real quick before we get you onto the show. Give me 1 second here. Let me. We're going to change our audio. Everybody listening in, please give us 1 second as we change our audios over. I'm going to go to the Rodecaster. All right, 1 second. Can you say hello one more time for me? See if we can hear you.
Hello?
All right, can you hear her now? All right, fantastic. That means everybody on the Wisdom app can also now hear. Okay, fantastic. Welcome to the show. So what's your fear?
So I would say my biggest fear is being stuck in a room with a snake. I've had the biggest fear of snakes ever since I was so little. And now that I moved to Florida, every time I see a snake, I run so fast away.
Florida, isn't Florida big on snakes too? Like you guys got multiple, you guys got like
Yes,
some of the biggest
it
snakes
is.
around. Yeah.
And after the tornado that hit, people have been seeing more snakes and stuff. And luckily, I have not seen one yet since I've moved here. But I'm so scared of them. I'm terrified of them. I freeze up, and my face gets all pale, and I look like I'm about to pass out.
Snakes is a big one. I think there's a lot of people out there with a snake, and that's a big fear. And reminds me of the Snakes on the Plane movie.
There
Right?
was just a
Yeah.
report of an actual snake on a flight that got loose.
Really?
Like it actually happened like last week or something.
Oh, that is crazy. You want to go
What'd you
flying color?
say?
I guess he was just telling me that there was a report of an actual snake that did get loose on a flight.
Dang, sorry, you were cutting in and out for a second.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, this is the whole phone line system is new to us, so we're still getting used to it. But no, thank you for calling your fear. I appreciate the phone call.
Of course, thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, bye bye.
It's pretty cool. I like that. So, all right. So now I do know that I cannot use the voice mod. Audio. Can you hear me?
Dude, switch something back. I'm on that.
Hold on. Echo. You're on the hard echo now? Oh, boy. All right. Well, this is going to be 1 second.
All right, can you hear me now?
Perfect.
Stand by.
All right. No, that's all right. That's
Mark-
you're jumping between different things, right?
Yeah, Mark G. Hold on 1 second here. Let me I'm gonna switch over back to another channel here. Give me 1 second here. We'll take you in. Gary, can you hear the caller? Caller, can you say something?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I can hear the
My
call.
biggest fear is zombie apocalypse.
Your biggest fear is the apocalypse.
Zombie apocalypse.
Oh, zombie apocalypse. All right. So let me ask you this. So zombie apocalypse, I've heard the zombie apocalypse, quite a few from a lot of people. As far as a zombie apocalypse goes, as far as the fear would, how would you assume that the zombie apocalypse would start?
It was start like people like if rapture happens, then the dead will rise, and then a zombie apocalypse start happening. Zombies start eating people,
Okay.
and
Interesting.
I just want to get bitten by a zombie.
All right. Gotcha. Well, listen, I appreciate the call, my man.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Zombie apocalypse. Do you got that echo still? God damn it. You guys, I do apologize. I'm going to have to figure out how to work through all this. Give me 1 second here.
All right. There we go.
Yeah. So just once you got to click on, and then as soon as they click off, get onto like whatever this is.
This is okay. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. All right.
Okay. Is that are those settings that can be preset?
I don't know. So let me leave it on this. Next time the caller calls in, I'll see if you can hear them without that. If you can't hear them where I'm at now, then I'll have to change it out.
Okay.
Everybody on Wisdom, if anybody on Wisdom's coming in, if you guys don't mind chiming in, let me know if you're able to hear the callers as well. That would be great. Over on TikTok, please let me know if y'all hearing this, as well as social media. Yeah, because I'm getting a lot of people saying so loud, your mic. My mic is loud.
Well, not right now, but once you hang up on the callers, there's that echo and it's incredibly loud. But then then you just switch it back to the setting and it's perfect.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So zombie apocalypse. So
snakes. So what was that guy saying? What did he say?
So I guess he's feared that if the rapture would happen, which I've heard a lot. Like if you browse TikTok or even some YouTube videos, there's a lot of talk about the rapture, right? A lot of people talk about this when you go biblical with everything that's going on. Like if you cut out politicalness right now, there's a lot of biblical stuff going on. That people are saying that there's signs of the rapture coming. Some believe that zombie apocalypse will happen. Some believe that we will just burn. There's different stories and different ideas as far as the rapture goes. But yeah, so that he's afraid of that a zombie apocalypse will happen. The Walking Dead was a badass show. I'd be honest with you, I don't have a fear of that. I think I would kind of enjoy. I have a fear of dying, but I think the zombie apocalypse for me would be an interesting world to live in. I don't know if that makes me crazy, but I think it'd be interesting. The dead will rise and take over the world. They're saying over in the chat right now. Oh, what do you think, brother?
I mean, the definition of a zombie is what I guess, like the living dead, right?
Right.
Is that like we're taking it as the living dead? Like
the living dead, right? Where you're physically, your body's moving.
So what if there's like that fungus that takes over bugs and it hits their nervous system and they're like still active, but they're bugs that are dead technically, but they're still moving and they're doing their thing because of this bacteria has like taken over. Like, would
Yes.
that be considered a zombie? Is that a zombie?
Right? That's a good question.
Or is it somebody that's died and then that virus gets in them and like, I don't know. Like, what is
What is the I think the definition of a zombie can be multiple. I mean, look at what
be anything,
happened.
right?
It could, because look at what happened in Florida a few years back. Remember when people were taking, I don't want to
Oh,
say
the
the
bath
keyword.
salts, dude.
Yep, you just said it. Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
That's fine. So yeah, we're talking about, we're discussing it. So yeah, remember the bath salts. When people were doing that, remember that their mind was altered, and they were legitimately going out there and eating freaking people.
Right. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that, and a true that would be a definition of a zombie, right? Because their
Is it?
mindset is their mental mindset, their mind is not there at that time.
But
Their
they're not,
mind's lost.
but
They're not dead.
Yeah.
But are the dead? So there's different variations of zombies. So my definition of a zombie is your body's still physical, but your mind is not. Your mind state is altered. So a zombie would be, there's different variations. So there's one variation of a zombie.
All hyped up on some sort of drug and just like hacking at people as a zombie.
Right. Oh, then you have one where the heartbeat's not there, but yet it's still, the brain is making, I don't know. There's so many, but yes, that is
saying. Like, I don't know. Is it like just, is it any type of zombie? Because that's
a wide range, really.
Yeah, man. And it's like, I don't know.
That's a weird.
Some people that are like losing their mind politically, I feel like, are zombies, you know?
Touche.
So that's what I'm saying. What is a zombie? And, you know,
Right.
are we there yet? Are we already there? Or is he talking about something a little more apocalyptic?
I think yeah, he's talking something more apocalyptic. He's talking something like the Walking Dead type of a scenario.
Yeah. Right.
So
like, yeah, I don't know. 28 Days Later, that movie was dope. That was the first movie I saw.
Yes, 28 Days Later was good. Yes.
Yeah. So the rage, right? It was like a drop that hit their eyeball that was like, made them like start freaking out, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I mean, that is some crazy shit.
Like, so that was like a virus, right? That took over people.
Yeah.
And that made people lose their shit, and they turned into zombies, and they couldn't get hit by the daylight, right? Like,
right. And now here's the thing. Now he's talking about zombies, apocalyptic. Now let's think about that for a minute. A virus, this social media, please know, let me get this out of the way real quickly now, because I want to talk about something, because it's kind of fun to talk about in a way, but it's scary to think about too. What we say on this show and what we talk about the show is the views and opinions of myself, my brother, and the people that call into the show. It's up to you as viewers to do what you want to do with the information, but this is for entertainment purposes only. Now that I put this out of the way, let's talk about something. We had COVID. COVID was created gain of function in a lab, right? What if, quote unquote, what if there is something worked on and there is some in a lab that we don't know about, because we don't know about everything they create genetically in a lab. What if they have created something that can create a zombie-like effect and that did get released? That could be a possibility.
Totally.
That could be a possibility, and we might not know about. We might not know about for years.
There's a lot of gain of function research going on.
There is a lot of gain of function. Yes. I mean, look at just recently. I'm so going to get kicked off a social media platform. What about that one they just recently created in Boston?
Yeah, right. So that's
80%
happening right now.
Right now, it's happening. They've mixed the first original strain with the Omicron strain. It has made this thing 80% deadly. Like, there's 80% mortality rate.
That's bananas, dude.
Absolutely. Like, why? Okay. There's one thing of playing with God's work. I'm going to quote it as God's work to try to save lives. But another thing is to play God's work where it could potentially take lives. Why would we in any sane fucking world do that? Why are we going to play with human lives in that aspect? Why?
Yeah.
You're playing, like, I don't even agree with shooting at the asteroid. I don't. I don't agree with taking the satellite and crashing the asteroid, because why are we going to mess with something when it's not even messing with us in the first place?
But what
Listen.
if something is gonna mess with us and we have to learn how to do something to protect ourselves?
Then we fucking test it then.
What?
Right now, it wasn't coming towards us. What's the point? What now? What's to say they did that test
Right.
and say they done fucked up, and now it's coming towards us?
Well, no, it's not gonna come towards us. They knocked it further out of, but right. So like, let's just like pretend, right? So they knock it further out of orbit or whatever, right? But it's still
Right.
within this like random orbit. But then say it's gonna hit another something in another belt, that's going to hit another something, it's going to hit another something, and then it's going to knock a something into our orbit.
Right.
Right? Like a butterfly, right? Butterfly.
Oh, that was a good movie.
Butterfly effect.
Butterfly effect. That was a good movie.
I don't know. Whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. So it's weird. What do we got over here in Facebook? So I'm not trying to get into it, but my family is in politics and science. Chinese had it for. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Kenny. I get you, Kenny. I see you. We're not trying to go in that route today.
But but we see it.
We do see it. We do see it. We will.
There. We're right there with you, bro.
Yes, that we are. And this is what happens, folks. Thank you for all tuning in. Our show does get sidetracked here and there. We do talk about certain things, and that's what I love about certain like things. Like we're talking about what your biggest fear is. That opens
tagline up there.
Yes, right there. But listen, it does open up conversation for other things, because your fears do open up things. Like for instance, stand by. Let me. Hello, caller. Give me 1 second here, caller. Can you say hi so we can see if they hear you? Hello, caller. Caller, can you mute me? Hello, caller. Can you mute the stream that you're listening to? Hello, give me 1 second. I'm going to swap your audio over to the show. All right, caller. You're on the air. What's your fear?
Hey, Mark. This is Blake, 49.
Hey, Blake. How are you, sir?
All right. My worst fear is snakes.
Okay. So just like the previous caller, is snakes.
Yes, I'm terrified of snakes. I always have been ever since I was little.
Did you have a bad experience before with the snakes, or was it just an instant fear?
Where we lived was pretty much Snake Haven. We had racers, blue racers, and copperheads and rattlesnakes.
Oh, you have the good ones.
Yeah. And one day I was swinging when I was like 5 years old. I was swinging on my papa's porch around the post, and there was a copperhead that was getting ready to strike me, and my brother pushed me out of the way to keep me from getting bit.
Oh, wow. That is crazy. Well, Blake, it seems like that is a popular fear so far tonight, man. I hope, number one, you don't run into any more snakes, but unfortunately, it sounds like you're living in a place that's full of them.
Yeah. Yep. That is my most fear. My second fear is, like your brother Gary was saying, drowning.
Drowning, okay. Now, is the drowning just a fear that you automatically have, or once again, was there an experience that caused that fear?
No, when I was little again, my uncle and my brother threw me in the deep spot of the lake, and it was swim or drowned.
You know, it's funny. I had that same. I never developed a fear, but I had that happen with my aunt and my cousin. They threw me in a pool. Wait till I sunk to the bottom to see if I would swim. It's an interesting thing, but I can see how that could cause a fear, because that is kind of traumatizing.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Interesting. So. Well, Blake, I want to say thank you for calling in, man. It's glad to put a voice to the name that I'm always seeing in my chat. So I appreciate the call in.
You take care, Mark.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. There we go. How's that? Did I transition my audio a lot better?
Much better. Much better.
Fantastic. Hopefully everybody on Wisdom heard that phone call and everybody on TikTok heard that phone call. Everybody on TikTok, please post down there, even on Facebook. Let me know you guys heard the conversation with Blake. So snakes, that's a big one.
I mean, they're gnarly, right? Like it's something like that's a phobia, and I feel like that's a reasonable thing to be afraid of because,
Right.
especially if it's a snake that can hurt you, I think it's a very reasonable fear. If it's one that can't hurt you, then I don't understand the fear, right?
Right.
But I'm terrified of spiders like a little bitch. So
my wife is bad too. As a matter of fact,
I'm not nearly as bad as I used to be, but for sure, I used to be terrified. Now it's like we got them all over the place.
Well, you guys got
here.
black widows where you live, right?
Bro, we killed a fatty black widow like a month ago. Like fat, for sure, fat, dude. It was, and they are fast, man. I didn't realize how fast they were. Like the diamond on the back was big, dude. Like it was the hourglass was huge.
Really?
Yeah, like it was a fatty, like vicious looking.
Someone
like
says a pregnant black widow on my
dude,
social
if
media.
it would have bit, that would have been a really bad pain.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely deadly.
Yeah, the one that we killed the other day was like heavy looking one.
I guess that's why I can say what I love about Maine is we really don't have any poisonous spiders. We have a brown recluse, which I think is further up north, and there's really none down here in the southern part of Maine. And we
If
don't
they're
have
up north, you got them. They're just in attics. They're just in old dusty buildings. They're there, but they're just not going to be outside much.
and then we don't have any poisonous snakes here in Maine. So it's like, but we do have the ticks. We got the ticks.
You
we
got a gang of ticks.
We do. We got a gang of ticks, and we got to look out for like the Lyme disease and stuff like that. The ticks, yeah. But as far as poisonous stuff, we really don't have anything here in Maine. And I think that's one of the reasons why the wife likes it, because number one, Maine doesn't have any really poisonous animals, and we don't really get hit with deadly weather.
Do you have
Maine doesn't really
you have big cats though, right? Bobcats or something?
I think we do. I think we do have bobcats. Excuse me. I want to say, yeah, we got bobcats. We got bears.
Yeah. Do you have coyotes or wolves?
We do have coyotes and wolves. Yeah. And actually, they're all free. Coyotes are free hunting out here too. And you're hunting for deer. If you see one, you can just pop it.
Really?
They're a nuisance animal.
Coyote.
They're a nuisance. They take over and they destroy a lot of shit. So they're a nuisance animal here in our state.
Interesting.
Yeah. So a lot of people do go out and get them for the fur and stuff.
Moose can screw you up pretty good too if you get them in the rut.
Dude, a moose can screw you, especially a vehicle, completely total out your vehicle.
Oh, yep.
And we do get a lot of vehicle crashes up here with moose. But yeah, I mean, but other than that, we don't really get hit with storms.
I
mean, the last hurricane we got hit with, sorry for that noise, folks. That is another app going off. When last storm we got hit with like a big hurricane was Hurricane Bob, which I want to say I was still a teenager and I'm in my 40s now. So that is the last time we legitimately got hit with a hurricane.
Old.
And then we get hurt. Yeah, I am fucking old. Screw you. we got our nor'easters, which our nor'easters ain't bad. I hate it because I got to shovel and snow blow, but a nor'easter ain't bad. We don't really get wrecked with it. You know what I mean? Like it's not really destroying anything. Then we've got a few ice storms here and there, which bring down power lines, but it's not bad. Nothing like what we've seen in Florida, Texas, and so forth. Like Maine is quiet in that aspect. So to have a fear of that stuff is, I don't know. And someone asked, what about a storm? Because the other day we did get hit with a pretty decent storm with like 40-mile-per-hour winds where we were trying to take down our Halloween decorations so they didn't blow away. We put them in the garage and I had a brick land on my finger and I was in the middle of a stream at that point. So I had a live stream going. I put them all on hold, thinking my microphone was muted. I went outside to take care of it. When that bricks landed on my finger, I swear I said every word in the cussing book as I was coming back in the house. And then when I sat down my chair to go back on the stream, when I calmed down, I looked and my mic was on.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great.
Nice.
But yeah, so as far as that snakes is a big one. I'll be curious how many more people have a fear of snakes. You guys got a fear of snakes? Let me know in the chat below if snakes is a fear of yours. A fear of drowning I can get. I mean, I was thrown in a pool as well. Has anybody else had that scenario where someone tried to teach you to swim and they just chucked you in the pool? I'll be curious.
But I almost drowned in one of my aunt's pool when I was a kid, trying to climb out of the pool. It was the first time swimming, and I like took off my little floaties because I was a badass at like 3 or some
Right.
shit, or maybe 4.
No fear. No fear.
Well, I'm an idiot. So there's that. So I take it off, right? And I'm like cruising around the edge of the pool. It's like an above ground round circular pool. And so like I get about 3/4 of the way, and then I try to scurry away from the wall to the ladder, trying to swim, right? So I barely make it to the ladder. Barely. Like I'm barely keeping my head above water because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And then I grab the ladder to climb out of the pool, but the ladder was the kind of ladder that it sat over a cup. And there was
okay,
like a
yeah.
pin, right? That's supposed to go through, but it wasn't pinned in. So the ladder came unhinged, and I sank to the bottom of the pool holding the ladder.
Really?
Yeah. And so like my dad reached in and like pulled out the ladder and like pulled me out of the pool, but I was just like I remember that was my first time ever like looking up through the water. Like I hit the bottom and I'm holding the ladder and my eyes are open and I'm just like, this is not good. And then like the hand comes in and I see like my dad like bloop, look over the top and just reach in. My dad, our dad.
Yeah, I say, you guys like how he does that. He's done, ever since we've been kids, he's done that. Ever since we've been kids, he's always said, my dad, motherfucker, it's our dad.
So dad reached in and grabbed that shit and like pulled me out of the pool and like, so I don't like swimming.
Now, would you say that situation that happened, would you say that's what started causing your fear of drowning? Would you say that's when your fear of drowning began?
Well, it was either that one or when I almost, what's that river that's in
Saco River?
Is it the Saco
one with
River?
the curse? The one that had a curse?
Like
that
where the tide goes out and the tide comes back in?
Yes, the Saco River has it. It also has the curse. The Saco River in Maine has a curse. And everybody, feel free to Google this one. It's an interesting one. It claims 3 lives of 3 white men a year. And it's pretty much held up to it. What happened was 3 white men came across a chief and his wife and his child back in the day, the Indians, whatever, and they killed the wife and child. And then the chief went ahead and put a curse on the river that 3 white men would die every year in the river. And it's been happening. It's legitimately like, I believe in that curse and I hate swimming in that river, but it feels nice.
So what's the one where there's like it's like people go there in the summer and there's like a little, or there used to be like little slides and a little swing set and shit. It's a river.
Slide swings.
It's like
do you know what part of Maine?
I mean, it's southern Maine.
There's so many places in southern Maine. I mean, the Sauk River. Sorry, so in Biddeford, you have a place called Rotary Park, where it's like a little park.
Is that a river? Is there a little river in there?
The Sauk River is the Rotary Park. They have like
okay,
a little
so it's Rotary Park because like you have to take a little like a mini fake dirt road to get there or something.
Yes. Okay, so Rotary Park. Yes.
So Rotary Park. So I went there with my mom and my cousins on my mom's side, and the tide was low and we all walked out to the sandbar. And when we were at the sandbar, it was like at our feet. And by the time it got to our waist, they're like, we should go in because it's too deep now. And we went in and I almost fucking went under. Like I was going under and my cousin had to come out and fucking get me because I couldn't get off the sandbar. And the water was like right here and I couldn't get off the sandbar and she had to swim out and get me and pull me in.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I don't like swimming.
Right. I would be curious in the ones with the fear of snake. I got Blake's. Blake's was talking about how he almost had an episode where he got bit by a snake.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I wonder if most people's fears and phobias come from a childhood event. Like, was it something that happened when they were a child that causes, or even as an adult that happened, or a loved one to happen, they start happening to a loved one, and that's what has brought on to that fear.
But sometimes it causes people to like like someone might have been bit by a spider, right? And then
Right.
instead of being afraid of them, they might just be like, not all spiders are bad though, right? Like there's other spiders that are not bad. So then they
Well,
might just learn a shitload about spiders and since like, just
right.
make your enemy your friend or whatever.
Fun fact, brother, since I know you love spiders, you
Hmm.
eat at least 5 spiders a year.
That's what they say.
They do. They crawl in your mouth when you're sleeping.
Hmm. Well, I don't really sleep, so good on them on getting in there.
I think that's
need
what
that
it is.
extra protein anyway.
Right. That's it. I think that's what I think it's like 5 spiders. It might be higher, a little bit lower, but I know it's like 5 spiders a year that an average human will eat because you're sleeping, your mouth's open, they'll crawl in your mouth and you just digest them.
Yeah,
Yummy stuff.
I'm a nose breather.
Oh, are you? See, I'm a hell of a snorer. See, I've got a sleeping app on my phone. And they're pretty interesting. If you ever get a chance, folks, I'm telling you, if you got Apple or Google, I'm sure it's available. I know it's available on the Apple phone. So I got an Apple phone. You can download these sleep apps, and before you go to bed, you activate it, and it triggers you when you're sleeping if it hears certain noises. If it catches you snoring, it'll trigger what time you start snoring and records a clip of you snoring. You sleep talk. Trust me, I've heard some interesting shit that I've said in my sleep. When you sleep talk, it picks that up. It picks up random noises and stuff like that throughout your room. That and it can just to kind of help fix your tracking of your sleep. And let me tell you, it's interesting. I've said some shit in my sleep. I'm like, why did I say that?
Really?
Yeah, like the I wish I was recording the other night when I woke up. When I woke up with my extreme dry mouth, like so bad I couldn't swallow. My mouth was so dry. But here's a fun fact about that. Prior to waking up, I can remember my dream very, very brightly of the dream that I had. And I wonder if my mind woke me up this way to tell me, hey, you're thirsty, which is a fucked up way it told me it because I dreamed that, well, for instance, I was drowning. I was at the bottom of a water and I literally had someone jump in to save me. And when they brought me to the surface is when I woke up. And I couldn't breathe because my mouth was so dry.
Wow.
So I'm wondering if my mind mentally sat there and said, okay, we got to wake him up. We got to wake him up. And my mind just went to work and caused that dream to happen, which allowed me to wake up and say, oh shit. Like, dude, it was so bad. Like there was no saliva whatsoever. And now, mind you, I think I know what caused the problem. Number one, I had a sore throat. Number two, I ate like 5 or 6 pieces of beef jerky before I went to bed. So all that salt just freaking soaked it all up and dried me out.
That's funny.
But yeah, what's the app's name, Steph Bros? So I can tell you guys the app that I use. Hold on one second here. I'm opening up random apps now. The app that I use is called Mintal Tracker. That's MINTAL Tracker. MINTAL Tracker. That's the app that I've been using for the past 2 weeks now. They have a free version. Then, of course, you have a subscription. Everything's subscription these days. You can't get nothing for free. We're going to have a great podcast next week. I can't wait. We're going to go a little more political next week. I want to go a little more political. We're going to be closer to election. That's when we'll talk a little more political. We won't be live on TikTok next week. Sorry, TikTok.
Yeah.
I won't take my chance on TikTok.
Try
I'll
not
take
to
my
get in
chances
trouble.
Yeah, try not to get in trouble on TikTok, but I will try to get in trouble on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Why not? That's fun. But
you can't be demonetized if you're not monetized.
Exactly. I'm monetized on TikTok, but so I don't want to take that chance.
Right.
But yeah, so it's interesting. I really wish the phone, we're going to have the phone turned on for next week as well. The phone line, folks, is a new thing we're playing with. I will try getting the phone calls to sound better throughout the process. This is a work in progress. So for everybody who's listening on Apple and Spotify, my apologies if the audio is not as great as it normally is. We will fix this throughout the time. I am my own producer. I am the man behind the scenes to try to make everything work on this end as far as audio goes, video goes. My brother handles his audio and his video on his side. We don't have anybody over there managing our phone calls saying, hey, you got a call coming in. Let's tie it in. We don't have none of that. So I will try to tie that all in better in the future. Before we do get close to ending this show here, because we have been live now for about 51 minutes, which we typically wrap up within an hour. If you want to make a last minute phone call to let us know what your biggest fear is, please call in now at 207-209-1888. That's 207-209-1888. Even on the Wisdom app, we got 40 people on there. I'm sure one of those 40 people do have a fear. Please chime in. I would love to know what other people's fears are. It's very interesting to me. And it's just a break from this political BS that we're seeing right now. And it's just another conversation to have, because who can agree or disagree with somebody's fears? Who can get offended by somebody's fear? No one. It's really hard to get offended by someone's fear. Oh boy, go for it, Gary. I know you guys saw. I see.
I'm not gonna go there. We're not gonna.
Your
We're not
face.
taking it there. We're not.
All right.
We could stir the pot, but we ain't gonna do it.
Okay, gotcha. No, it's just it's interesting. Everybody has a fear. I don't care who you are. There's some type of fear you have. You may say you're fearless, but there's deep down there's something that scares you.
There's too many things to be afraid of. I have a funny phobia that I'll share.
All right.
It's called trypophobia.
Explain.
Can you? Oh, you don't want to Google that one? You don't want to?
No, I want you to tell me the
So it's
definition.
it's a fear of holes, basically, and it's not like
Oh, you
just like
told me
a
about
hole
this.
in the ground, but it's like I don't know, holes.
Yeah,
If you want to figure that out, you guys can Google it if you don't know what it is, but it's pretty gnarly. And what's funny is my wife has a plant that she got like not knowing that I have this thing, this fear, and she had it put up, and I was just like, you've got to like put this thing somewhere else. Like, this makes me really uneasy. Not that kind. You see, you're so dumb. I knew you were doing something stupid. No, you're so dumb.
Where's my Swiss cheese when I need it?
I know, right? No, and it's not even that. It's not even Swiss cheese. It's like something different. It's like it's not all of it either. It's only like a very specific looking type trypophobia.
So, like, if you were driving down a road and a manhole opened up,
That's
not
a thing. No, it's not like that. It's
so it's not like a hole in the ground.
Nope. No.
Interesting.
It's more like if it represents like maybe like festering holes in the body,
Yeah.
like something like that really like wigs me out.
So if you
Like-
saw a person walking through that's been a heavy duty smoker and they had the little friggin' pipe hanging out of their throat with the holes directly down,
That's fine.
that's okay. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look
I'll
into this
show you.
phobia and check.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah.
He's already cringing just trying to show it on here. For those of wisdom, he's trying to look up a picture right now to show it to us over here.
You
Oh,
can
you're just gonna send it to me.
I'm gonna send it to you, and then you can do whatever you want to do with it.
Gotcha. All right, TikTok. Give me 1 second here. We're gonna look at really like that alone. That's like a beehive.
Yeah, but that's not on the body. See, like that on the body though.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
that plant. My
Yeah.
wife has a bunch of those. And I'm
Okay.
like, nah, put them somewhere else. I don't want to see them. Like, I don't like.
Interesting.
Yeah, but if you have those, like, what if you had that like on your neck right here, and it was like some fucking wound or some shit? I would be real uneasy about that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's as crazy as the one where people are afraid of short people, aka midgets.
Yeah.
The fear of midgets is crazy to me.
Nah, dude, they're dope. They're people.
They are. They're
They're
awesome.
so dope. They're really interesting actually because they have such a different experience in this life.
They do. They live their life completely different than you and I would. They have so
Yeah.
many more obstacles that they have to jump through. Like, I don't know. To me, it's very interesting, and I would actually. I've got a few that I'm friends with on TikTok, and I've been meaning to ask them to come on the show because it would be awesome to talk to them about their life experience, how it was going through school, how it is now being an adult. Like, how is your life? I mean, like, what is your trials, your tribulations? What have you had to jump through hoops to do what you are? Did you have to do, like, how much harder did you have to fight to get a job?
Right.
You know, everybody, see, this is what I love about our podcast with Gary and I, just so everybody knows, like, we talk about your biggest fear. That was our topic today. And as you can tell, we bounce left to, like, our podcast goes everywhere. And I know it's really hard to keep track of us or keep in line, but our minds work weird. They do. It's the gene from our father. We can thank our father for this great minds that we have over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, our father may not agree with us political wise, so that's where we differ on mindset. But that's okay. We love him still. Still love him. But you know, it's just it's weird to me that that's one of the phobias. But it is. Everything's a phobia. Some people have like it's not a phobia, but what do you call it where someone has to walk 5 steps forward, 3 steps back before they can walk?
Obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD.
Yeah.
Like legit OCD.
Oh, I went to basic training with someone that had heavy duty OCD. Like, when he woke up in the morning, he literally clapped his hands 3 times. He had to do it. Before he brushed his teeth, he had to shut the light off on and off like 4 or 5 times. It drove all of us.
I'm surprised they would let him continue with basic. Someone like that, you can't put someone like that out.
Well, here's the problem. When I went through basic, I don't know how it is now, but when I went through basic, your recruiter did everything and anything to get you through. Oh, you have that? Okay, when you go to MEPS, which MEPS is your military entry processing, where they tried, the MEPS job is to keep you out of the military. That's MEP's sole job. So his job is to get you in, right? He needs to get you to MEPS, gets MEPS to say, okay, you're fit. And then boom, you're getting your shipping date, your contract, stuff like that. So the recruiter will tell you from the get-go, all right, you did not tell me that. I have OCD. You did not tell me you have OCD. You got OCD? No, I don't got it. Okay, great. When you go to MEPS, you don't tell them that. So you go to MEPS and you can put on a good game and bypass that, get through. We went through it. We had a kid that went through basic training. Mind you, he's gone through twice. This is his 3rd time getting to basic. 3rd time getting to basic. Phenomenal shooter, dude. Phenomenal. We went first day BRM, basic rifle marksmanship. He went down there, dude. Pop, hit target every friggin' time. Drill sergeant walks up to him. Holy shit, private beep. I ain't gonna say his real name on the air, but you fucking shot phenomenal. How the hell are you shooting so good? Drill sergeant, the fairy sprinkling fairy dust down there for me. It's helping me shoot good. Dead serious, dude. Dead serious. He thought the fairy was sprinkling fairy dust over that freaking target.
Wow.
Instantly, drill sergeant grabbed his freaking M16. He said, I'm going to hold on to this for you. They took him in the freaking truck, brought him down to the shrink. He came back about 2 hours later with a profile with big old circled. No guns. He was gone another week later. He was processed out another week later.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we had another guy who medically
phenomenal marksman though, huh?
Oh, phenomenal marksman. Then we had another guy that had a heart condition. Recruiter knew about it. He told us his recruiter knew about it. His recruiter told him, don't tell MEPS. MEPS didn't catch it. Got through. He got booted out within his first, I think it was like 3 to 4 days, got booted out within that when they found out, because when we got PT'd the hell out of, he couldn't hack it. He collapsed and he got booted out. So there, like I said, it's just a matter of getting pushed through. And now with the new PT that they got going on. I think the new PTs even got easier. Plus, they got the easy cards now. When I got through, you got smoked. You can't say smoked anymore. Your drill sergeants cannot say they're going to smoke you. It's no longer a smoke session. It's a correction. You're now being corrected.
Everything's all soft now.
It is.
Everything is real soft.
Like, dude, so one of the things you do when you get down to the military and you're processed in, and when you get down to basic training, you're through a processing center where you get processed before you get what they call downrange, right? So you're going full shit when you get your basic training, but you're in this little process center where you get all your paperwork done, you get your uniforms, you get your PT stuff, you get all that. Plus you get your essentials, your soap, your detergent and stuff like that. This time I had the 3 kids. I had the 3 older kids. The 2 younger weren't in the picture yet. I was still hurt, mind you. We were on state aid at this time. We weren't financially settled in yet. So I didn't buy, we were supposed to buy spandex. I didn't buy it. I didn't buy the spandex. Like, I don't need fucking spandex. I got boxers. That's good enough for me. And this course, this time they had us wear brown thunders anyways. For those who don't know what brown thunders are, it's the version of tighty whities in civilian scenarios. Okay, that's what you had to wear. You had to wear brown thunders in basic training. Worst looking freaking underwear ever. So I was like, I don't need that. I was doing PT one day, a female drill sergeant in front of me, butterfly kicks. You know what butterfly kicks obviously are, right?
Oh, for sit-ups?
No.
Oh,
so butterfly kicks, you're laying on your back and you're kicking your legs in the air. So I had to do butterfly kicks. Female drill sergeant got a little look of something because I didn't have spandex on. Needless to say, I had to go buy spandex later that day. She directly drove me to the friggin' place to buy my spandex. But once she found out I didn't buy spandex, she literally picked me up, dragged me onto the PT podium where this is where the drill sergeants typically stand to PT everybody. And they made me smoke the whole fucking company for 20 minutes.
What does that mean?
So smoking is where you PT them. I had to go up, down, go, which pretty much is you're running in place, you're dropping down, you're doing push-ups, like, and then you're going to set up. Like it's a lot of flip-flop. And I had like 3 people puke because I was trying to go slow because I didn't want everybody to be pissed off at me in the company. So I was trying to go slow. The drill sergeant's over there. Faster to the point where I was going up, down, go, up, down, go. Oh, dude, it was bad. And that's smoke. They can't do that anymore. They can't do that anymore.
Oof.
I got hit in the freaking nutsack multiple times to get my mail. They don't do that no more. You wanted your mail and you wanted it bad enough, that drill sergeant will come up to you. Bob! Oh. Dude, he's dropped me so many times. Or when they force-fed me eggs one day. Man, it was going to be a really extreme hot day. I mean, I thanked them for him because it was really hot, and I get the importance of eating food on a hot day, and you know, but I would not eat the eggs. It was, you know how sometimes when to eat eggs, you just get that nauseous feeling like I can't eat eggs today. I just can't.
I eat so many eggs every day, dude.
All right, so once in a while, I'll get this to part where I can't eat eggs. I couldn't eat the eggs. I told them, they're yelling at me, eat your freaking. I'm like, I can't eat the damn eggs. I'm gonna puke. No, I should have swore at him. No, I should have never swore at him. He grabbed the damn fork and freaking shoved the fork in my mouth with the eggs and made me chew it. And then he looked at me and says, if you don't finish that fucking plate, he goes, I will smoke all of you outside for the next hour. So mind you, now I got everybody at my table staring at me. I finished those eggs. I put some Tabasco in those bitches and I finished the eggs.
Man.
But they can't be like that. They can't. But, you know, I thank them this today. I've actually sent out private messages. I found all my drill sergeants. I found them all on Facebook. I sent them all private messages and I thank them all. I thank them all for everything they have taught me, everything they've done. Even what I would call abuse, I wouldn't even call it abuse. I call it making a soldier. I call it making a character tougher. And I thank them all for it. Because for them, they were part of my life. For them, they instilled more character. For them, they made a better person out of me. Before the military, I will admit, I was more of a punk. I would probably still be out there freaking, I'd probably be in jail, even with my kids, because doing shady shit would have led me into freaking behind the bars. I done some shady shit. I ain't gonna deny it. You know, it's if it wasn't for them, yeah, I'd probably would be a different person.
Yep.
And I think everybody should experience military in that form. I don't think having military is easy is a way we should go because we're making soldiers, we're making warriors to fight wars. We're not making people to sit there and go down range and say, "Oh, you can't shoot me. I'm waving my white card. You can't shoot. I'm not ready to fight. Your gun's bigger than mine. It offends me." We're not in it for that. We're in it to fight a war. And that's going to be another conversation at this point. I'm going to end it right here because I could get really deep into this subject. And I've got a special guest I'm trying to get on the show that would love to talk to me, a Vietnam veteran that I'm trying to get on the show right now to talk about his experience as well. Nice. We're going to stop right there because I'm going to about ready to get political, and that's for another show. Everybody, listen, I want to thank everybody from the Wisdom app, from TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Apple, Spotify, everybody tuning in and everybody currently listening later on in time. Thank you all for coming in. I know the number didn't get that much activity today, but that's okay because it seems like I had some audio issues I need to work on. So for that, I appreciate everybody tuning in. And if you want to be on the show, as always, feel free to email me on air at themarkgshow.com. Once again, you can email me on air at themarkgshow.com. I do have an outro that I will play once I figure out if my brother's got anything he would like to add.
No, I think we're good. I think it was fun, and hopefully the number will get a little more play next time. But that's all right because we got to figure it out.
We do. It's a new thing. So every time we try something new, it's gonna fuck with that equilibrium.
But I'm digging your new, and I like your new office, dude. It looks pretty spiffy.
Right, my office nice and tidy. Got nice little laptop. Oops, nice little. Oh shit, where's the laptop? The laptop's over here. My dude peeking in the window over here. We're gonna change it every episode. You guys, make sure you're looking at this TV that's on this side over here. That's gonna change every week. We'll have a new image every week. I just love my alien dude trying to peek at me.
All right.
Well, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Y'all are freaking phenomenal. I appreciate y'all. Let's go ahead and get out of here.
You've been listening to the Snowflake Melter, the Mark G Show. Mark is your everyday, hardworking business owner that loves America, and he certainly doesn't mind telling it like it is. We hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. To send an email, it's on air at themarkgshow.com. And find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Mark G Show. See you next time.
Once again, thank you for everybody on social media. Thank you for Wisdom, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Thank you all for tuning in. Blake, you as well. Have a great night. Sugar Pop, Steph Bra, Madison, Devil's Angels. I appreciate all of you. If I forgot your name, Matthew Cole, TikTok over here. Everybody on Wisdom, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. We have stopped recording. Just want to make sure I say goodbye to everybody. Hope everybody has a phenomenal night. Stay blessed. Thank you all for tuning in. Over on social media, we're going to kill social media right now. And we are off in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.